In December 2020, I ended up writing this article. This point in time can be seen as being no different to any other point in human history, inasmuch as there are bad people in the world. So, although a lot has changed as time has passed, there is a lot that hasn't changed. Thanks to the mainstream media and other sources, it is a lot easier to find out about what bad people are doing, whereas in the past, it was a lot easier for people like this to hide their misdeeds. Then again, in today's world, there are more convoluted ways for people like this to cover their behaviour. Therefore, while there are cameras and microphones just about everywhere, it wouldn't be accurate to say that everything is under the spotlight. For example, it has been said that the people at the top are essentially criminals. Thanks to their influence, they are naturally going to do everything that they can to try to make sure that what they do is kept hidden from the masses. Going along with this outlook that there is an elite and that they have a hell of a lot of power, it won't be hard for them to keep their misdeeds hidden from the general public. If they have influence over just about every organisation on Earth, they won't need to worry about anything getting out into the open. And even if something does get out into the public, they can make sure that this information is soon censored. If anything, as so many people look towards the same source to find out about what is going on, it is easier than ever before to control what they know and how they perceive reality in the process. Now, regardless of whether it relates to the bad people in the public eye or those who are operating behind the scenes, it could be said that these people need to be dealt with. If this was to take place, the world would be a much better place and there would be peace and harmony on Earth. Based on this outlook, there will be good people and there will be bad people. These good people won't be perfect, but they won't be seen as being anything like the ones who are actually bad. Nonetheless, what if it is not as simple as there being a large group of good people and a smaller group of bad people? What if the bad people out there are a reflection of what is taking place inside the good people? Upon hearing this, someone could end up feeling confused and/or feeling offended. If the former takes place, they could wonder how what is taking place out there could have anything to do with them. What this is likely to show is that they live in a society that is built on the view that everyone and everything is separate. The outcome of this is that they, along with their fellow human beings, will be nothing more than an observer of reality. Through having this view of reality, it will be perfectly normal for them to dismiss this view. And if they see themselves as a good person, it will be perfectly normal for them to experience a strong reaction after being told that the bad people out there are a reflection of them. To understand why someone would respond in this way, it will be necessary to take a deeper look into how the ego mind works. Firstly, this part of someone's being, along with their eyes, causes them to see themselves as just an observer of what is going on out there. Without a doubt, it is due to human beings having this way of perceiving life that has caused them to create and sustain societies that are a manifestation of this outlook. Secondly, this part of someone pushes the parts of themselves that are too painful for them to face into their unconscious mind. Once something has been pushed out of their conscious mind and into their unconscious mind, it won't simply disappear. Still, once it has been pushed out of this part of their being, their conscious mind can forget all about it. What has been pushed out of their awareness will have an effect on the people who they are drawn to and repel, and the situations and circumstances that they find themselves in. Ultimately, the material that has been pushed down to the core of their being will have a massive impact on what they are resonating, with this being what defines what they can or can't experience. Furthermore, the parts of themselves that they don't want to face don't just go into their unconscious mind. It also goes into the collective unconscious. Thus, what one doesn't deal with influences what takes place in their own life and what takes place on the planet as a whole. With this understanding in place, what is going on out there can be a sign of what needs to be dealt with internally at both an individual and collective level. What this would do is prevent an individual and humanity as a whole from getting too caught up in an effect, and to deal with the cause. Fighting the darkness that exists out there will be the logical thing for someone to do when the above is not understood. But this will just empower the very thing that they want to change. When someone goes within and starts to integrate the dark parts of themselves, they will be changing their own life and the planet as a whole. So if this is an outlook that you are aware of and you resonate with, then you will know how important it is for you to deal with what is held inside your own consciousness when it comes to changing your own life and playing your part in changing what is taking place on the planet as a whole. And of course, as I've said, this view goes against the general view that we are simply observers of reality, and that what is going on out there has nothing to do with the observer. The person is just passively observing what is going on, and their own consciousness is not impacting what is going on. And through having this outlook, it is then going to be normal to try to change the world, to try to change others, to vote for this, to vote for that, because the doing, our actions, will be seen as the only way to change what is going on. But if what is going on out there is a reflection of what is going on internally, then trying to change the external world to make the world better will be like trying to change the dirt on the window in order for us to see clearly out of the glasses or the sunglasses that we are wearing. In this case, it will be obvious that we need to clean our own glasses or sunglasses, but when it comes to life in general, then because of how our mind is, and as I've said, how our eyes are, we have this illusion that of course allows us to have our own experience on this planet. It's not bad, but through having that illusion and not being aware of it, it is then normal to get caught up in the illusion, in the Maya out there, and to waste our time and energy trying to change the world by changing the effects, as opposed to dealing with the cause or the causes of why the world is the way it is. And so if you have just heard about this idea, then it will be vital for you to work through your own wounds and to integrate your own darkness or your own so-called shadow. And through doing that, you will be playing your part. This doesn't mean you won't have to do anything out there, but through getting to the root and dealing with what is showing up in your reality, then you will certainly be playing your part. If you would like to find out more about the services that I offer, please go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk, and I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.